In this review, I'm having a look at the Corsair KATAR Pro Wireless and the MM300 Pro Surface. And this mouse gave me a surprise, and a really good one at that. Good afternoon, welcome back to Tortoise Tech. If it's your first time here, my name is XXL and I will be your humble host as I do a review of the new Corsair KATAR Pro Wireless and the MM300 Pro Surface. If you guys follow my socials, you'll know that I received quite a lot of product from them recently. Two different keyboards that are basically the same in just slightly different variances, and then a new K100 specification, and then the new K95 Deluxe, which will be coming up in the weeks to come. But this one, I sort of had to rush to get my hands on it. If you guys have been following my channel for a minute, you'll know I have a bit of a thing for mice. For me, keyboards, the variance is more in the switch than it is in the general look and feel of the product, which I think is consistent with most of our experiences. Keyboards on the most part are pretty much just keyboards. But when it comes to mice, this is an extremely personalized interaction with the PC. For me, probably the most personalized piece of interactive activity with your computer. And what I'm going to do for this is take you through my experience step by step, because I always do pretty much the same thing when I test out peripherals or any component really. I first use the product and get an overall sense of its quality and use case scenarios and just how good of a product it really is. And then I look at the price to go, okay, cool, that's value or that's not value. And I did the exact same thing for this as well. When I saw KATAR Pro Wireless, I thought this is going to be quite a high-end product. Then I loaded up IQ and saw it only has 10,000 DPI. So I was like, well, that's sufficient, it's enough. I don't think too many of us are scaling off of 8,000 DPI in gaming, are we? I personally scale off 400 because I'm very old and I used to game on a ball mouse. So that was my starting point, and I've never really left it. I've always been comfortable, the most comfortable scaling off of 400 or even sometimes 800 DPI if I'm forced to. But that's where I prefer to rather have a higher in-game sense and keep my 400 DPI so that it's consistent across whatever game I play, and I can literally connect the mouse, set it to 400 DPI, and if it tracks one for one, then it's a good sensor. And this did that. It did that absolutely flawlessly. The thing that confused me when I was unpacking it though was there was an AA battery which was sitting in the top of the thing and no connection, but they've decided to put all of that into the top rear end of the mouse over here. So as you can see, there's the AA battery, and then you've got your little USB dongle which then connects to your PC. This runs on 2.5 gigahertz wireless as per usual, so nothing out of the norm there. The mouse with the battery in is about 96 grams. It's quite light, which is pretty good for a wireless mouse. But batteries, I said, on a pro level product, I was a bit confused. Nice general shape, really good build quality, nice thumb buttons. This is more or less what I expected as far as build quality and stuff goes. A really nice scroll as well, nice beefy scroll. Everything feels really good. Gaming with it, etc. It went well. Everything was as I expected. Everything felt pretty much one for one. I managed to play a couple of rounds of Call of Duty with it, and I was happy. I was very happy. And that's when I got the biggest shock of my life, was when I went and checked the price. This is 1,000 Rand for this mouse. I thought it was going to be 1,600 even with the battery being a thing there, because that's usually how Corsair grades or prices their product, is they're usually quite premium. But this is $1,000 on Evetech right now. And I was actually a bit stunned. It also has a Bluetooth function. So it can be Bluetooth on your laptop if your laptop, etc., or whatever you're connecting it to has Bluetooth, and then you only need to use the dongle when you don't have access to Bluetooth. And as I said, the tracking and everything on here was one for one. The IQ software, which runs the profiles and stuff on the mouse, is also pretty good. It's only got 3 different DPI levels, but it's got full macro support. So for 1,000 Rand, you get this brilliantly built mouse that's got a fantastic sensor that tracks completely one for one. And yes, AA battery swapping out is kind of a pain, except for the fact that these days for like 250 bucks you can buy a dual pack charging setup. So as soon as one goes dead, you can just put the other one into the charger and swap them out like that, and it gets 135 hours worth of usage time. So if you're doing like even 40 hours of gaming a week, one battery will last at least 3 weeks. So comparatively to other mice in the market that are from premium brands, this is actually quite a deal. 250 bucks extra to get a fully rechargeable sort of setup on this means that for 1,250 Rand, you get a pro grade level mouse that's ambidextrous as well. So lefties, if you are looking for something wireless, this is going to come highly suggested. I don't hand out 10 out of 10s willy-nilly. Most of the time I have a gripe that'll push it down to a 9 or something like that. But this has actually got me really excited. If this is the future of Corsair peripherals, then the future is bright, and their new surface feels absolutely fantastic. To the touch of the hand, it's different. It's almost velvety in a way. And when the mouse is on it, it's kind of like a control surface. It doesn't overglide. Like if I throw the mouse like really hard, you'll see it does come quite readily to a stop like that. The surface, these MM300 surfaces are really good. I wish they'd sent a bit of a bigger one, because scaling on 400 DPI, you can imagine my mouse is, and my arm is just doing one of these, so it's getting a little bit into it. And I wish I had a 400 by 440 mil, the sort of larger size. This is a 300 by 360, so it's a little bit small for me. But the actual quality of the surface, the combination of these two products is just really, really good. And I felt like Corsair peripherals had fallen off somewhat. Their value had been a bit skewed. I bought an Iron Claw as well, which I used for a little bit and then kind of put back in its box. It's become my spare. I mean, but this makes me kind of want to have one, even if it's just for like kind of just having another mouse because I've got a problem and I keep buying mice. One thing I will say though is it is a little bit smaller, so you can see like I've got a pretty big palm on my hand as well. It's a bit of a saucer palm, so take it with a pinch of salt. It's not that small. It is a little bit of a smaller setup to get to that 96 gram with battery. The hump is quite nice as well. It's got quite a nice curve on it, on the top of it. It's very comfy. It's a very, very comfy mouse. And like I said, the plastics and stuff, I've liked what they've done, because there's a lot of longevity in this build. It's not going to have rubber areas wearing off that then become sticky under your thumb and all of that sort of stuff. You will literally see me throw a mouse into a wall when that is the case. So none of that here, which is good. So this mouse is safe, and the fact that everything can be stored inside this back section is pretty nice. And it never felt like it was ever going to come off or it was going to be an issue. I didn't even know that that's where stuff was. I was busy looking for it around the bottom, getting very confused initially, and then realizing, oh, but we can just take off the back like that. All in all, value, build quality, etc. Corsair's back to fight. They've, I think, realized some of their mistakes and made some really good adjustments here. This for 1,000 bucks? Good job, Corsair. Guys, no joke. I can suggest this to you. The easiest suggestion of a wireless mouse ever. Just get a KATAR Pro Wireless, 1,000 bucks. I'm stunned. I actually have no words for a change, and I ask my friends, I talk a lot. So until next time, do hope you guys have enjoyed this review. If you have, then hit us up with a like and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you on the flip side. Off the rules, 'cause there's so much fire.